Dear Chairman, Vice Chairman, faculty members, Dr. Madhukur, Dr. Das, and all the new students, I'm really privileged and humbled to address an audience at the very school that launched me into this corporate life 25 years ago. First of all, many congratulations to each one of you for having been selected at 4. You know, and I think of my own commencement as a student of what was called Waves at that time, so Wave 2, I remember feeling excited, apprehensive. You know, there was a feeling of anticipation of what the future will bring. Feelings I'm sure each one of you are going through, especially now during these unprecedented times. One good thing I want to assure you about is that whether you have 25 years of experience, like someone like me, or none at all, this is new uncharted territory, and we are all at the same juncture of learning how to cope, learning how to deal with this new environment. Nobody's seen this kind of change happen so fast, and frankly, it's virtually overnight. And I use that word virtually, of course, on purpose, because when I look back at some of the things that we're doing now at work, you know, the operating and service models are changing, employee benefits are being relooked at, traditional concepts of work and life, those are changing, home and office are blurring. In other words, these are really exciting times and new for everyone. And that's the opportunity for each one of you. You have a distinct advantage, a unique value proposition to help build these very models, to be creative, think out of the box. The possibilities are just enormous. And one thing that struck me in Dr. Madhukur's address, and thank you, sir, for that. It was great to hear that part, is that the students are from 22 of the 29 or 30 states that we have in India today. And you know, the fact that that brings in cross-cultural, innovative thinking, networking, just this whole respect for diversity and inclusion. You know, 4 is itself leading the way in being such a great citizen of India, very much like the induction oath that I heard a little while ago. So congratulations for that. And sir, it was great to hear your thoughts on that. So, you know, as I was thinking of preparing for this address, I thought of these 3 things. You know, what are those things that the mantras that I would tell my younger self had I been joining with all of you today, right, just 25 years ago. So the very first is around flexibility. You heard in my introduction about yoga. It'll probably be of interest to you that I was first introduced to yoga in a mandatory class at 4. And all of us used to, right, you know, whine and always like have things to say to the professor, like we can't bend, we can't do this and that. But that particular practice has carried on with me throughout my life, and I haven't looked back. I practice it almost every day. And you know, yogasans need you to bend your body in different shapes and forms and things, but most importantly, it makes us flexible. And through the pranayams, it makes us mentally agile. It teaches us to go with the flow of life. And in this current environment of intense change, those that can adapt faster, be mentally flexible and agile are the ones who are going to really make it. You know, our mind, our thoughts, they are very powerful. And instead of dwelling on what could have been, you know, and we just stay focused on what can be, well, life can be full of possibility and a great opportunity. There's a beautiful quote that I'm reminded of, you know, if you change the way you see things, the things that you see change. So that's my first mantra really, be flexible. The second one is that one can never do it alone. Life is about teamwork. So whether it's our family, the very team that's behind us that gives us our roots and also our wings so that we can fly, whether it's our professors at 4 or our colleges who nudge us to think differently about concepts, or later in life, you know, our managers, our leaders who inspire us to see our true potential, being grateful to these teams who are behind us, who have our back, will really open doors which we perhaps cannot see ourselves. So, the second mantra really is that while one can do a lot on their own, but you can never do it alone. You need that sort of teamwork. And the third and the last point is somewhat related. It's about believing in yourself, but also more importantly, believing in those who believe in us. So there are, over these last 25 years, there are many different roles which I have played. But I know I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't believe in the leaders who saw in me more than I could. So an example is when I was asked to head corporate communications for the company in India at Fidelity. And according to me, I was absolutely not qualified. I was a core operations person leading large teams, very data driven. And what I thought was, hey, you know what, I can't take on such a creative communications, internal and external communication kind of role. And what's that going to do for me in my CV, because it's such a different role? Is it going to change things for me? How will I get my next role or job? But I was pushed into the limelight, and they also gave me an additional responsibility to be the media spokesperson for the company. Totally out of my comfort zone. But it was just because someone saw that I could do it, and I was willing to believe them, that till today it remains for me a role which is one of the highlights of my career. And for those of you who've heard of Oprah Winfrey, she talks about these tapes that we have in our head, these tapes that tell us things like, I'm not good enough. What will people think? What if I fail? And we have to be aware of this tape. We can't always stop this tape in our head, but we have to be aware of it. We need to give ourselves permission to be the best version of ourselves. So as I close today, I again, extend my congratulations, my best wishes to each one of you as you commence on your learning journey at 4. I had some great time, memories of learning, making some friendships that I am still with today. I'm really grateful to Professor Rajneesh, who gave me this opportunity today to address you all. Special thanks, not to forget Uday and Neeraj and Kush, who ensured that I could participate, even though it meant working on Sunday, that's yesterday, and ensuring that we had tested all of the issues that are likely to happen, and unfortunately happened with Shamik. I'm sure we'll fix that. But as I close, I just want to thank you again for the opportunity. All the very best. Stay safe, stay well, and thank you so much for all that you've given me. And I hope that even today I'm leading by just following the oaths that I just saw after so many years today at the program.